The dark room is filled with gloom and pain. Light sob is echoing inside the room. The air here is heavy and suffocating. A girl is sitting on the corner, leaning on the wall. Her weak hands are hugging her legs and head is resting in her knees. Her open hair is messy. Her body is trembling time to time. The sound of painful sobs are coming from her. The bedroom door open and a man walk in. He closed the door loudly from behind. The girl flinched at the sound. He walked near the bed and laid down. "Come here," he ordered. The girl looked up. Tears are floating in her red eyes. Her face is full of bruises. This is Y or N. Mrs. Jeon Y or N. The man who's laying on the bed is her husband Jeon Jungkook. "Jungkook, are you deaf?" I said, "Come here." Y or N stand up with her trembling legs. While limping she went near the bed and sit on the edge. "Jungkook, come closer." Fresh tears gather in her eyes and the old ones fall down her cheeks. "Jungkook, don't make me repeat my words," he said while gritting his teeth. Her whole body started trembling more in fear, but she doesn't budge from her place. Jungkook went near Y or N and placed a hard slap across her face. He pulled her hairs tightly, making her scream in pain. "Jungkook, don't make me more angry and be a good girl," saying that he pushed her on the bed. The next 2 hours was like a punishment of hell for Y or N. Despite the unbearable pain, her tears were falling because of disgust. After using her, ruining her again and again, Jungkook moved from above her. He laid down next to Y or N back facing her and fall asleep. Y or N was laying there without any cover. Her exposed body is full of bruises. Her body is burning in disgust. Y or N run to the bathroom and turn on the shower. The cold water started falling on her. Y or N scrub her whole body with all her leftover strength until her bruises started bleeding. In this cold weather, every drop of the ice-cold water is feeling like a sharp knife. But Y or N doesn't bother to move from there. She just wants to remove his every touch from her. Sitting on his bed, Taehyung is playing a guitar. The sad melody was screaming his pain, his loneliness, his regret, his longing. Sometimes Taehyung placed the guitar beside him and fall on the bed, his staring at the ceiling blankly. It's been 6 months. He doesn't saw his butterfly. He feel like he's breathing but not living. He take his phone and started checking his old texts with his butterfly. He doesn't receive a single text from her in 6 months. "Taehyung, how are you, butterfly? Are you happy? Did you forget me? Don't you miss me like I do?" he mumbled, staring at his phone screen. Y or N look around, biting her lower lips nervously. Jungkook is taking shower right now. She quickly take his phone from bedside table and called a number. "Hello," a deep voice spoke from the other side. Y or N placed the phone in her chest and take a shaky breath. Her eyes get filled with tears. Hearing his voice, she again placed the phone in her ear. "Who's this?" he asked again, but Y or N doesn't reply. She was just listening. "Butterfly, is this you?" Her heart skipped hearing him. She parted her lips to spoke, but the sound of water falling stop means Jungkook will come out now. Y or N quickly cut the call and delete the number. Whenever she get chance she call him from Jungkook's number just to hear his voice. Feeling suffocated, Taehyung come out for a walk at midnight. After walking for an hour, Taehyung found a secluded place. He sat under a tree to take rest. That's when he received a call from an unknown number. He often get a call like this. Someone call him but never spoke. His heart says it's his butterfly, but mine says, if she calls him, then why she isn't talking? Maybe it's not her. She's probably enjoying her life with her husband. But then his heart's voice was louder. What if it's her butterfly? Taehyung decided to call back this time. He called the number and after some time someone received the call. But it's man's voice and he asked in a polite tone, "How can I help you?" Taehyung, actually, I received a call from this number few minutes ago, but no one talked from other side. Oh, it must be my wife. She's mentally ill. Sorry she bothered you. Taehyung, no, it's fine. Thank you so much. The call get cut. Taehyung sigh and look at the sky. It's not his butterfly. A shooting star streaked across the sky, illuminating the darkness with its ethereal glow. In that moment, a soft voice whispered in his ear, offering him a chance to make a wish. Taehyung closed his eyes and made a wish with all his heart. He wished for Y or N to be happy and fulfilled, even if it meant that she would never be his. He wished for her to find true love and happiness with Jungkook, to live a life of joy and laughter. Jungkook looked at YN's trembling figure with his sharp eyes. Jungkook, called you lover to complain about me, right? Y or N shake her head as no. Jungkook, I see you've got some courage. But darling, I know how to put you on your right place. Saying that, he flew towards her into a rage. He grabbed her by the hair and dragged her across the room, throwing her to the ground. YRN could feel the searing pain as his fists rained down on her, each blow sending waves of agony through her body. She tried to fight back, but her husband was too strong, too consumed by his own demons to listen to reason. He kicked her wildly all over her body, not caring where his blows landed. YN's nose started bleeding, the metallic taste of blood filling her mouth as she sobbed uncontrollably. She screamed for help, but the only sound that echoed through the empty house was the sound of her own cries. After getting tired, Jungkook backed away. He left the room, closing the door loudly from behind. With half-open eyes, Y or N look outside at the moon. Is it a sin to crave for love? All of her life she wanted to feel loved. She loved her best friend unconditionally, but he doesn't love her back. Burying her feelings, she married Jungkook, thinking he loves her and will give her the love she craved for. But she was terribly wrong. The monster who's her husband married her just for her parents' property. He raped her, abused her almost every day. Her life is painful. No one loves her. No one cares for her. But she still loves her best friend, and want nothing but a happy and good life for him. It's not like she doesn't try to love her husband, she tried. But how can she love a monster? She thought Jungkook's love will heal her, but her husband doesn't love her. Y or N looked at the moon and mumbled, "Is it too hard to love me?" before closing her eyes. Taehyung and Y or N were best friends and inseparable. For Y or N, he was more than just a best friend. Taehyung, however, remained oblivious to YN's feelings, too caught up in his own world to notice the way she looked at him with longing in her eyes. One day he make a terrible mistake by accepting a marriage proposal. It breaks YN's heart. She confessed her feelings to him, did everything she could to make him love her back, but he was blind to realize his feelings for her. She confessed him again and again, but that time, Taehyung doesn't return the feelings to her. Heartbroken, Y or N take a huge decision. She decided to marry her manager to heal her heart, to feel loved. On the night before her wedding, Taehyung realized his true feelings for YN, but he was too late. According to him, he doesn't let her know that he also feel the same. The next day, Y or N get married and he lost her for forever. After Taehyung walked out from the wedding venue while Y or N was exchanging vows with Jungkook, Taehyung doesn't saw her. She stopped texting him after wedding. Taehyung couldn't even contact her through phone calls. Desperate, Taehyung went to her in-laws' house just to see her, but her father-in-law said Y or N and her husband went to another town so that Jungkook could look after her dead parents' property. Like this, days and months passed and Taehyung realized she finally left him. His butterfly is not his anymore. She's now someone's wife and there's no need for him in her life. Taehyung tried to move on from his unrequited love for Y or N. He threw himself into his work, focusing on his art and music to distract himself from thoughts of her. But deep down, he knew that his heart would always belong to her. Y or N was cooking in the kitchen. Her whole body is aching, but she can't take rest. It will make Jungkook more angry. Turning off the stove, Y or N was drinking water when Jungkook arrived. He's looking very happy today. Jungkook, Mrs. Jeon, guess what? Y or N look at him with questionable eyes. Jungkook, the lawyer called me. Your property papers are ready. You just need to sign them and your everything will be mine. YN's heart jumped in fear. She can't give her parents' earning, their hard work to this monster. No, She'll die but never sign the papers. Jungkook, we need to go back to our old town for further procedure. So pack your stuffs, we're going today. After coming back to their hometown, Jungkook become busy with the lawyer. Y or N take a chance and sneak out. She run to the river bank and inhale the fresh air. It feels like she's free, she's home. Taehyung is walking to the riverbank. Every day after office, he comes here. This place have so many memories of Y or N. They used to spend countless happy hours here. After walking few steps, Taehyung stopped seeing the girl in front. She was staring at the sky, but she slowly moved her head to him, feeling his presence. She saw Taehyung standing there, looking as handsome as ever. She couldn't believe her eyes. It had been 6 long months since they had last seen each other, and the sight of Taehyung brought a flood of emotions to Wyan's heart. Taehyung, too, was shocked to see Y or N after so long. He couldn't believe his luck. Without saying a word, they both stood there, staring at each other, their eyes communicating 1,000 unspoken emotions. It was as if time had stood still for them in that moment. But their reunion was short-lived, as Jungkook suddenly appeared behind Taehyung, casting a menacing shadow over the happy moment. Yn's heart raced with fear, but she made a bold move. Without thinking twice, she walked up to Taehyung and kissed him passionately, pouring out all the love and longing she had kept hidden for so long. Taehyung was taken aback at first, but as he felt Yn's warm lips against his, he melted into the kiss, savoring the taste of her love. It was a moment of pure bliss amidst the chaos of their lives. He wrapped his arms around her waist and hugged her more tightly. Both of them could taste each other's tears. After some times they broke the kiss. Yn hugged Taehyung's neck, whispered in his ear, "I still love you," her voice filled with a mixture of regret and hope. Taehyung's heart skipped a beat at her confession, knowing that their love had never truly died. However, their moment of happiness was shattered by the sudden appearance of Yn's husband, who pretended to be a kind and caring husband in front of Taehyung. "Jungkook, I didn't expect this from you, Mrs. Jeon." He rubbed his forehead, acted like he got frustrated. He put on a show of being hurt and betrayed by Yn's actions, but deep down, he knew that he was the one responsible for pushing her into Taehyung's arms. "Jungkook, if you excuse me, I need to take my wife home." With a fake smile on his face, Jungkook dragged Y or N away from Taehyung, his grip firm and possessive. Taehyung could only watch helplessly as the love of his life was going away from him once again.